Imagine if you could easily find solutions to make your region or city smarter, greener, better connected, more social, and closer to citizens. The Interreg Europe Policy Learning Platform can help you access knowledge about the latest policy trends, discover expert-validated good practices from all over Europe, find solutions in our peer review, get tailored support from our expert team. We can connect you with the right people and organizations. Together, we will find ways to solve your region's or city's challenges. Start your policy learning journey today.
You're muted, Astrid. Sorry.
Astrid, we don't hear you. You're muted.
Sorry. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this webinar. Sorry, I've been muted. It's a beginner's mistake, I guess. Welcome to this webinar. It's my pleasure to welcome you here in a second webinar in our series on vibrant towns and rural areas. Last week, we spoke about skills, and this week we will be focusing on joint branding strategies. We have some excellent speakers and good practices lined up for you, and we are really looking forward to a great discussion on this interesting topic. So please, Vladimir, put on the slides. I would like to present my colleagues. We have here James Ling. So how are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you. Wide awake, looking forward to a good discussion today.
Thank you very much. And we also have Vladimir, which is our tech wizard, who is going to accompany us and manage all the technical aspects. So hello and good morning to Vladimir as well.
Good morning, Astrid. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. So before we are starting, I would like to keep some housekeeping rules with you. We're recording this webinar, and you will be able to find the recording along with all other presentations and information about the webinar later online. And we would encourage you to share your questions with us. Please write into the chat, where we will also be posting lots of useful information and links. And as always, at the end of our webinar, we will be sharing a survey with you where you can give us feedback and let us know what have you been thinking and how we could improve maybe for future events. So with this, I would like to share a little bit the agenda and our excellent speakers that we're having today. Next slide, please. So we are speaking today with Giovana Almeida from the University of Leira in Portugal. She is a great expert on branding, and we're really happy to have her with us today. So hello, Giovana, nice to see you this morning. How are you?
Hello, everyone.
Thank you. We will then also have Joy Browne from Donegal County Council, who will speak about their holiday campaign. So hello. Hello, Joy. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, everyone.
We also have Ewelina Bokowska. She is coming to tell about the apple tray of Sandomierz. So hello, good morning also to Ewelina.
Hello.
Nice to see you, Ewelina. And we also have Marie Roux from Bio Nouvelle-Aquitaine from France, and we're really happy to see you as well.
Hello, everyone.
So yes, before we're going into this webinar, I would like to give you some short information about Interreg Europe, which is hosting this webinar. So you may have seen already last week, we have a very large program scope. We're covering all EU countries, some new countries as well: Bosnia-Herzegovina, Moldova, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Serbia, and Ukraine. And we're also working with Norway and Switzerland. And we're covering a wide range of topics, as you can see here. And today we are under the topic of citizens with you. So the objective of Interreg Europe is to really improve regional development policies, and we are trying to help policymakers to find new solutions to their challenges in the topic areas that I've mentioned to you before. So we are doing this under two different strands or two different actions, as you might say. We have projects which are the traditional way of working together in a limited number of regions and for a limited amount of time. And we have a second leg on which we are standing, which is the policy learning platform, which is really focusing on capitalizing on the results and on the good practices and the project results that you have been gathering in these projects. So we're doing this through the exchange of knowledge, different capacity building tools. So under knowledge, you will find a lot of written tools which you can read and collect. We also have people where we are bringing together our community. This is with different events online and on site. So today we have a webinar, but we will also have a forthcoming workshop in Amsterdam very soon. I'll tell you in a minute about it. Where we can meet and exchange. And we are also focusing on expertise, where we are helping regions to put forward a specific challenge and then bring experts together to discuss it specifically on a specific region, for example. So you will here see that one of our main services is a peer review. We are learning together with our peers already since 2018. We have organized 219 peer reviews, and some of them under the subject of citizens, which you can see here on the next slides. We have been promoting, for example, urban revitalization in the city of Duisburg, or we have been talking about gender inclusive urban planning in Valenciennes in France. And we also had a peer review on creating a stargazing destination in Rașina in Romania, which is also a lot about branding, which is our focus today. So what is our events that we are having? Maybe we can go to the next slide. So we had last week our first part of the series, and you can watch the recording in case you have been missing out on this first webinar, which was very interesting. We today talk about joint branding strategies. And we have another webinar coming up, which is on trails and routes for tourism development, which you can see on the 10th of October. And for an on-site event, you can join us in Amsterdam. Registration is open. We will have a workshop inspiring urban regeneration. So please also register for that if you're interested. We will exchange a lot on how to revitalize neighborhoods and urban spaces, and we will see a lot of good practices from around Europe and, of course, also from Amsterdam. So today we're talking about how to create territorial branding and create distinctive identities for a place. So different principles are applying. You see here some ideas already, but we are really looking forward to a presentation from our keynote speaker, from Giovana, who is a leading researcher on the topic of regional branding and has completed a postdoctoral degree on destination image and destination branding from the Polytechnic University of Leiria in Portugal. So we were really looking forward to your presentation now, Giovana, and I will give the word to you. So here we go. Please share your slides, and we are looking forward to the introduction and for framing the scene a little bit for our good practices that we are hearing later. The word is yours, Giovana.
Okay, wait a minute. Do you see my presentation?
So yes, I see the presentation.
Full screen here. Do you see?
No,
Or
but in
not?
case I can share your presentation, Giovana, and you can just tell me when to move to the next slide, if you're okay, because we don't see the full screen. Thank you.
Okay.
So here you go.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here with you in this webinar organized by the Interreg Europe Policy Learning Platform. I'd like to thank the moderators, Astrid and James, for the kind invitation. Next, please. My name is Giovana Almeida, and I am an international researcher at Leiria, where I contribute to the FAST projects, tools to support sustainability in tourism. One of these tools in the concept I created during my PhD research in 2018, the territorial branding regional development. Today, I am happy to share with you how territorial brand, when linked to regional development, can become a powerful tool for transformation, resilience, and territorial identity. Okay, what does the territorial brand have to do with branding? To answer that, we needed to look at the origins of territorial brand. The concept dates back to the 12th century, but its connection to branding only began in the 1980s. But when branding strategies started being applied to territories, that changed everything, except for some of the brand's core functions. Next, please. So, what exactly is a territorial brand in regional development? Territorial brand is a strategic tool that creates value for territories and regions by engaging with their territorial identities. It involves a planned set of strategies and local narratives, and it is these narratives that build the brand, making it plural and dynamic. The territorial brand helps show the difference between territories. Next, please. Here is the comprehensive concept I created in 2018 of the territorial brand in regional development, and this in itself already demonstrates its complexity because the territory is also complex. Next. The territorial brand incorporates place-making principles too, but in particular, it encompasses the discourses of social actors on territory. Next, please. We can say that the territorial brand has 7 dimensions that are decisive for its creation and management, but these dimensions do not act alone. Sorry, my voice. As a brand, it's a complex of strategies focused on a singular core, the brand discourse. Next, please. Here, you can see the application of the 7 dimensions to the Lisbon and Porto brands and see the movement of the strategy used. Next. So, how is a territorial brand in regional development created? There are many ways, but basically 2 stand out. 1, top-down, when governments create the brand. 2, bottom-up, when the community builds it, with support from public authorities in collaboration with social actors. The second model, the bottom-up, is more difficult to find because it requires a deep understanding of what is TB in RD is territorial brand in regional development. And yes. In this slide, what is this territorial brand? But the concept of territorial branding regional development is even more complex, and it serves multiple functions. It identifies the place act current and modern public management to support sustainable tourism, mediates territorial intelligence, revitalizes spaces, and communicates the essence of a region. In short, the territorial brand is always intentional. Next, please. Some famous territorial brand. Here you can see some territorial brands that are important for those who research on work on this topic. For example, Spain was first territorial brand in the world. Portugal, one of the top 10 territorial brands in the world. Porto, local brand with international recognition. Peru, bottom-up territorial brand. Dubai, first luxury territorial brand. And Melbourne, a mutant territorial brand. Exists also generic territorial brand. Example, smart city, digital city. Next, please. Here are the logos of the brands I mentioned in the previous slide, which use different strategies that generate different impacts in the territory. Next. In this slide, you can see in a small detail how the Lisbon brand was developed and the impact it had on the territory. Next. Here, the same logic applies to the port brand with similar development but different impacts. It is very important. Next, please. Why is important? Because a territorial brand is only legitimate when it is born from the territory and built with it, not for it. Among the benefits of joint strategies, we can highlight, for example, strengthening the region's image at international and national levels, attraction visitors, investors, and new residents, encouraging local innovation and entrepreneurship. But there are also challenges too. For example, align diverse interests of social actors, ensuring political and institutional continuity, representing the cultural and social diversity of the territory. Next, please. How can territorial brands support regional development? Territorial brand in regional development is different the only territorial brand. The territorial brand in regional development work as a strategic tool to bring together public policies, economic sectors, and social areas around a common territorial identity. Here, some of the key contributions: strengthening the sense of belonging, and here community is key. Increasing territorial attractiveness is very important too. Integrating public policies and local strategies, stimulating innovation, generating endogenous and sustainable development. Next, please. Not only Europe faces big territorial challenges. Many places around the globe have different internal and external demands. One way to respond to these difficult issues is by using integrated territorial approaches and creating public policies that connect different sectors and communities. This shows that the challenges are not alone. They are strongly linked across regions. One of these integrated approaches in the territorial brand, but linked to regional development, what I call TB in RD. Next, please. In this slide, you can see the TB in RD matrix, which I created last year. Because of its complexity, it is necessary to understand territorial brand before analyzing it. Here, we can see 4 central axes to territorial brand, which expand into a complex set of variables. This is important because not everything we see is a territorial brand in regional development, even if it seems to be. Next, please. And to close, I would like to leave 3 key messages. Territorial brand is a strong strategy for local and regional development. It's much more than just promotion. 2 messages: collaboration among local actors is the heart of the territorial brand in regional development process. And 3, every territory has a unique and plural story, and it deserves to be told with pride. To think about the story of the territorial, who is writing the future of your region. Thank you very much for your attention. I am happy to join the discussion. Thank you again. Sorry, my voice.
Thank you very much, Giovana. Your voice just lasted long enough, I think, to get through the presentation. So thank you so much. That was a really interesting presentation. I think especially interesting as we're working on policy topics. It's nice to then, from time to time, get the insight from the academic perspective. I think it's nice to then have a look at the theory behind some of the policies that we're working on, and gives us some new perspectives to work towards developing policies. And I think especially like the matrix you presented, lots of interesting input there for our community here. So what we're going to do, I have a couple of questions for you, but we also have a couple of questions for the audience. So I'm going to ask my colleague Vladimir to launch our poll for today. So everybody online, we're inviting you to join us over at slido.com. So head on over there or use your favorite search engine of choice to search for Slido, and then you have on the screen the number code to join that. Hopefully we can also put in the chat the direct link to the Slido. Would be very helpful. And we've got a couple of questions for you. So we'll give you a second to head on over there. Then we're going to give you some work to do there. So maybe we can launch the first question now. I'll put the code in the chat so people will still have access to it. It's still on the screen. Okay, very good. So the first question we have is a little bit of it's back to school time, you know, it's September. So we're asking you, now you've seen Giovana's presentation, what's your understanding of the term territorial brand? I picked up in your presentation, Giovana, the phrase territorial brand isn't about only the logo. Maybe this is the first thought, is that it's just a logo, but of course there's much more behind it. While people are filling this in, I did have one question for you, Giovana. So in this webinar series, we're looking at towns and rural areas. So I wondered whether in your research, you found a big difference between territorial brands in rural areas and rural regions compared to urban and city settings. Do you have any insights on that?
Sorry here. the brand does not change just because it is in urban or rural region. The strategy is the same. However, we find more urban brands than rural ones due to the understanding of what a territorial brand is. The basis is to have a territory, a message in the form of a brand for the use of the territory, the involvement of a diversity of stakeholders, and finally, the movement of strategies related to the brand and the actors themselves. That is, there must by territoriality of the brand and the social actors.
Okay, so we can see that the methodology is broadly the same for the rural or the urban settings, like the matrix that you showed. All of these elements all have to come together, but I guess the result is then sometimes different with different focuses. So we can see now we have quite a big word cloud. I very much like in the center of it regional identity. I think identity is a very nice word because it talks about where the brand comes from, which was also something you mentioned, that it's rather than just being a top-down thing, it should be very much reflective of the region and the identity of the people. And I think that also comes into the concept of connectedness and cohesion and pride that people can have with their regional identity, and how a territorial brand can really also lean into that and build on that. So very nice. Okay, we have a nice cloud here. So thank you everyone for contributing to that. We're going to go on to the second question. I can tell you already the second question is a little bit easier. So the hard work for you is done. A yes or no question. Is there a regional brand of some kind already existing in your territory? So we have yes, no, or not sure, in case you're on the fence about that one. Okay, so we have the live responses. So it seems like the territorial branding is quite well embedded in the regions that we have in the room. So Giovana, do you think that's a normal kind of number or share there? You think that most regions, 86% of regions, would have some kind of regional brand or territorial brand in place? Or do you think maybe our audience has a little bit more of regional brand experience than would be average?
Sorry, I'm forgetting the audio. A territorial brand is not just a logo. It is also a governance strategies, but is the management is different from public management. In addition, formulating a territorial brand involves inclusion strategies, performance indicators, and a focus on endogenous development, for example, because the brand is born from the territory. From that reality, only then does it create a sense of belonging, generating more effective public policies, although the territorial brand. Without this understanding that territorial branding in regional development specifically is a strategy above all else, it is very difficult for it to remain in the territory, which leads to several brands being developed without researching the expectative result.
Okay, thank you. We're going to go on to our final question. We have one more question in the Slido, and that's a follow-up question to this one. As 80% of you have said that there is a regional brand existent in your territory, where would the focus of that brand be? Is it a brand more related to tourism, skills attraction, investment attraction, social cohesion, local products, an integrated brand that's covering lots of these topics, or is it something else altogether? So we just want to get a quick snapshot of where this the focus lies in some of these regional brands that we have in the room. Okay. So we see that tourism is coming out on top as the most common area of focus for a regional brand, or the policy objective that that's supporting. Also, local products and exports. Okay, we have, later in our good practices, some examples from both tourism and promotion of local products as well. So we're going to get some more insights on those later. So thank you to everyone who contributed to the Slido. Thank you to you, Giovana. I see there's a question come up in the chat, so maybe we can keep you busy for a little while longer and you can answer in the chat. There's a question coming from Ruth. So if you have time, Giovana, during the next presentations, that would be great if you could give an answer there. And with that, I would like to hand over to our next speaker. So our first Interreg Europe Good Practice today is going to be presented by Joy Browne. She's joining us today from Donegal County Council. Good morning, Joy.
Good morning, everyone.
Once you're ready, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'll just share my screen first. Okay. Okay, can everyone see the screen?
It's not on full screen as of now.
Okay, just bear with me. I'll try something else.
It's fine. We all know how it goes in the practice. Everything works, and then it's just
let's see.
We're used to it. Everybody's used to it by now.
How's
there
that?
We go. Yeah, that's perfect. That's great.
Okay, lovely. Apologies for that.
No problem.
Okay, so thank you for inviting me to present at the webinar this morning. My name is Joy Browne and I'm the Tourism Manager with Donegal County Council. And formerly I was with our Economic Development section. So in terms of branding, my experience would stretch across that integrated type model. So we would have a brand for both tourism, which is Go Visit Donegal, but also our economic development section, which is around skills and talent attraction and investment. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Let me just see, can I move forward? Okay, so a little bit about Donegal, and greetings to everyone from Donegal. We're in the northwest of Ireland, so Donegal, Ascoliga. I suppose Donegal is famous for many things, the people being a big part of that, the place, the sense of connection. We have 1,134 kilometres of coastline along the Wild Atlantic Way, and if any of you have ever visited Donegal, we have the Sleevely Cliffs, we have Malin Head up in the very north, which was a film location for the Star Wars franchise, and we also have Fanad Lighthouse here, which are some of the signature points on the Wild Atlantic Way. In terms of population, we have over 167,000 people here. There was an increase of about 5% in the last census, which is good. But we are a rural, peripheral county and quite a dispersed settlement among the rural areas, with our largest town being Letterkenny. We're also on the border with Northern Ireland, so we're very close to the city of Derry. And another way that we're working in terms of branding is to develop a cross-border brand. So we call that the Northwest City region. And that's a gateway then between Donegal, which is the Republic of Ireland, and into Northern Ireland. So there's very much a cross-border branding element to what we do as well. Donegal has the largest Gaeltacht area in the country, which is the Irish-speaking part of the county, and our language, our culture, our traditions are very, very important to us, and we use those and reflect those through our branding as well, which I'll talk a little bit about later on. I suppose, like much of Ireland, Donegal has seen a lot of diversity. There's new cultural activities, new artisan food businesses, new languages, and we're very much about integrating different cultures into our own, and making Donegal a place that is welcoming, is, I suppose, working together to promote the county, whether that be tourism, whether that be investment. But collaboration is, I suppose, one of the key things that we have here that has made our branding very, very strong. And I'll talk a little bit about how that works later on. So today, the focus of the presentation is really on our working holiday campaign. And that's what we've used for our good practice as part of the Eden project. So Donegal County Council is a partner on the Interreg Europe Eden project, and we have a goal of increasing the number of digital nomads visiting and staying in our region by 30% by 2028. So that's the sort of overarching objective. And we've worked on that in a number of ways. Donegal was actually the first county in Ireland to develop a remote working strategy for business after the COVID pandemic. So that policy document really set out our aims and objectives in relation to promoting Donegal to digital nomads, to attract new skills, new talent, to have more social inclusion in our areas, to reduce immigration, to bring in, to I suppose, provide more vibrant communities with, more people coming in. So that strategy for remote working was one of the forerunners in the post-pandemic era. And the working holiday campaign that I'm going to talk about emerged as a result of that strategy. And as I said, it was developed after the COVID-19 pandemic to address some of the challenges that both tourism and businesses were experiencing, and to promote our co-working hubs. So we've developed a network of digital hubs in the county, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later on. The campaign offered short stay, work-ready experiences across the county. One of the very strong advantages that we have in Donegal, and I'm sure it's common to a lot of member regions, is our strong links with our diaspora. So our diaspora being the people with roots or connections to Donegal that live in other parts of the world. And the campaign was set up, I suppose, to help them to reconnect, to help them to rediscover the county, to encourage them to return home, and to encourage them to see Donegal as a place where they had job opportunities, where there's good broadband connectivity, and where, they can have a really, really good career. There were two, I suppose, challenges with the campaign: measurability and conversion. So we introduced free one-day passes for the digital hubs, but to get people to stay longer, to get them to relocate on a permanent basis, is not always automatic. It's a little bit, trickier to measure that long-term impact, but I'll talk more about that. So our working holiday campaign objectives, and you can see there on the image on the right, that's our branding in the corner. It's like a strand of DNA. So it's the Donegal DNA, or Ireland's DNA. And that was all about looking at, I suppose, what are the foundations, what's the DNA of our brand and our place and our region, our people. And that concept of DNA really fits well both with our tourism and with our economic development brand, which is very much an integrated brand. We wanted to set out the actions that were part of the remote working strategy and deliver on those actions. So that's why the campaign came about. We wanted to promote Donegal as a prime location for remote working, and we did that by offering free digital hub passes to remote workers and nomads. We wanted to increase the use of the digital hubs that we have. So we have 15 digital hubs, and we worked closely with the Western Development Commission, and they led out on this connectedhubs.ie initiative. So it was a central location where all the hubs were advertised, and we would have worked with the Western Development Commission to promote that as well. It was about boosting the economy, attracting talent and skills, reducing peripherality, and encouraging social inclusion. We also wanted to promote Donegal as a tourism destination. So that's very much fits with the digital nomads. And actually, from the 9th to the 12th of September, just past, we hosted TBEX in Donegal, which is the World Travel Blogger conference, and we had over 400 of the world's top influencers, TikTokers, YouTubers descend on Donegal to work remotely here, to travel around, to experience Donegal as a tourism destination, but also then to continue the work that they're doing. And that was a hugely successful event for us and really raised the profile of our branding. We wanted to build upon the strategic investment in connectivity with high-speed broadband. So Ireland has a national broadband plan, and our Donegal County Council has a broadband officer. So someone specifically tasked within the council working in the IS department, whose job it is to make sure that we are getting the high-speed broadband that we need rolled out everywhere. In fact, Ardmore Island is one of the islands off Donegal, and they were part of an initiative to bring high-speed broadband there. And we had people coming from Dublin, from all over the world, from America, to locate on this rural island off the coast of Donegal. And they told us that actually at higher broadband speed than they were able to get in Dublin in the city. So we really pride ourselves on our high-speed broadband, and that's really essential in this sort of remote working or working holiday campaign environment. We wanted to encourage the growing network of remote work advocates as well. So there's a number of networks in Donegal now. One is called Grow Remote, and they link remote workers or those on working holidays together, encouraging collaboration and providing a space where they can talk and share their experiences as well. So the resources for campaign success. So what did we need in order to make this campaign a success? One was the digital infrastructure, which I've mentioned, the physical workspace development. So we've invested in our digital hubs in Donegal, and Údarás na Gaeltachta, which is our Irish language body in Ireland, have invested in a number of GTech hubs, which are essentially digital hubs, but in the Gaeltacht regions. And that's really important, not only for promoting digital and remote working, but also for keeping that language and culture and tradition vibrant in those areas. Management and staff coordination. So, it was very important for the campaign that we had support of our management, and we had a staff member there to coordinate the activities, to make sure that we linked in with all the relevant sections in the council, but also those external stakeholders and actors involved in the campaign. I mentioned Údarás na Gaeltachta, I mentioned connected hubs through the WDC. So making sure that all the right people had the information on the campaign. Also partnerships and sponsorships. So we would have had, various businesses as well involved in the campaign, offering incentives for people on remote working holidays, for example, discounts in local coffee shops, that, discounts in other retail outlets, restaurants, and so on. And that community and business involvement is vitally important in any branding campaign such as this. One of the really interesting elements to the campaign was the Civic Dollars initiative. And that was an app basically that you could download on your phone. And when you visit certain locations in Donegal, you can see some of them on the map of the county. You can get civic dollars on the app. So it logs your GPS location when you've been for a walk in Swan Park, for example. And then that converts then into rewards, or you can donate them. So you can convert your civic dollars into then getting a coffee, say from the local coffee shop in Buncrana, after you've done a walk in Swan Park. So that was a really interesting tie-in that we brought into the campaign as well, to encourage people to move around. You can see here the branding and action. So we have very much the branding colors, the DNA theme. We used hashtags to make sure that we could track that. We actually used an online tool called Brand Mentions as well, and also tools like Google Analytics in order to track the traffic to the website. We had a landing page on our website, donegal.ie, where people could log in there and actually fill in their details, get their digital hub passes, and also they could download a welcome pack as well. So you can see in the bottom right corner, the welcome pack would have had information on traveling to Donegal, where to stay, accommodation, the location of hubs, networks and other, I suppose, societies and clubs that they might like to join. And all of that was tied in with the branding. We also did a really nice video on it as well. But I mentioned collaboration, and this was key. So we linked in with people that were working and, experiencing Donegal and going to the hubs such as the GTEX. And we asked them to share their experiences using the hashtags that we had given them. So you can see there, I know the text is hard to read, but the flavor of some of the people that actually came and shared their experiences and of working in Donegal as part of that. So in terms of the numbers, now we had over 346 sign-ups. We had over 4,000 page views. And we had a good conversion rate of over 7%, but approximately 500 additional remote workers and digital nomads utilised the vouchers in the region. And we've also ran another campaign, which was our relocation campaign. So we had the working holiday, but then we had another one that sort of complemented it with encouraging people to relocate to Donegal on a more permanent basis. So the transferability potential of the campaign, I suppose, when you're thinking of your own regions and what you might like to do in order to run a campaign like this, I mentioned the digital infrastructure. So making sure that you're connected, making sure that you're working with whoever provides your internet and your broadband locally to make sure that there's a very good connection for people that want to work in the region. Leverage your natural and cultural assets. So think about what are the things that would attract you. I mean, one of the beautiful things about living and working in Donegal is you have the people, the place, the culture, the language, traditions, but you have a beautiful outdoors, you have attractions and activities, blue flag beaches, the best hiking and sea stack climbing in the world, sea swimming, all of that. So the quality of life was a huge incentive for people to come to Donegal. And we really played on that in the branding and in the campaign, sharing those experiences. We used brand ambassadors as well. So people that were actually actively living and working in Donegal. And we had them share video clips and stories and experiences of what it's like to be in Donegal. The strategic partnerships and local engagement. So making sure that you're linking in with your digital hubs, with your, other public sector bodies, with your educational providers. We have the Atlantic Technology University in Donegal, and we work very, very closely
Joy, just
with
one
them.
moment, please. Just one minute, please.
Okay. I'm out of time.
Go on, just like 1 minute, please,
Oh, okay.
and try to conclude.
Okay, this is the last slide. You'll be glad to know. So it's such an interesting topic, and I could talk about it all day, but I'll finish on this one. The flexible, user-friendly co-working solutions. So those vouchers that we provided, you could download them. You know, you just needed to call the hub, book in. Very simple, make it as easy as possible, and then have a really good marketing and social media strategy to accompany your campaign as well. And that's me. Thank you. Apologies for going over time.
That's fine, Joy. It's fine. Thank you so much. We can tell very clearly that you work in the tourism department because you're selling Donegal very, very well.
I wear a number of hats all the time, so I
Yeah.
never fail to mention go visit Donegal.com if anybody's interested.
Very good. Yeah, well, you're tempting me, to be honest. A working holiday in Donegal sounds rather nice. No, that was what I really liked about the presentation, and also the brand itself is you really like build on or like focus on the amazing natural capital, especially that you have in Donegal, and use that as really like the starting point of the campaign. And even though it's not only a tourism campaign, you can still like anchor your campaign in that as the big pulling point, and then using that to also to support other goals in terms of economic development and infrastructure and everything. So very, very interesting. Thank you very much. So we have a couple of questions in the chat, so I'll go straight to those. So question from Ksenia, whether the long-term goal or strategy is to attract new talents in the hope that they stay in the region, or is it really just to focus on the digital nomads and the benefits from the spillover effects of the digital nomads, where the focus is?
Yeah, I suppose really the answer to that is that we want to do both. So I'd mentioned that we had the working holiday campaign, which was around digital nomads. So that was more of a come and stay for a number of weeks or months, and then if you need to move on. But we also ran the relocation campaign as well, and that was more focused on people staying longer term. So we have a lot of really good companies in Donegal that are really needing talent, needing skills. And what we're trying to do is attract and retain talent and skills in the region. You know, so both I'd say were very important as part of the campaign. And obviously any digital nomads that do stay as well longer term are most welcome, but it is a twofold strategy.
Yeah, very good. I think it makes sense to use all of that attractiveness to bring them in, and then once they're in, then try and also with your persuasiveness, probably they might think of staying as well. So I think we'll better move on because time is always tight on these occasions. But we're going to invite you back later to join the discussion. So thank you very much, Joy, for now.
Thank you.
And with that, I'd like to hand over to our next speaker. So that's Ewelina Bokowska, who's joining us from Poland today. Good morning, Ewelina.
Good morning.
I think Vladimir is going to share your screen, share your presentation. Here it comes. And Ewelina, over to you to start when you're ready.
Hello, here we are. We are Sandomierz Apple Trail. Apple Trail is a tourist organization. Trail was created to promote local agriculture 20 years ago. Sandomierz Apple Trail represents a tourism brand overseen by the Sandomierz Apple Trail Association, established in 2008. The main objective of the association is to encourage diverse recreational activities in rural settings, especially on farms and the other venues well cited of tourism. The association is dedicated to promoting agrotourism from farms and employs various marketing strategies to draw visitors to the area. The association also emphasizes the cultivation of dedicated individuals seeking new talents will nurturing and nurturing sorry nurturing and advancing this who have already been identified in the areas of tourism, culture, or handicrafts. Next, please, slides. What sets us apart? Variety of offering, business, operation and package sales, location, wellness and authenticity, excellence and heritage. Next, please. Activities, specialized specialized exorcism to orchards, picnics on the orchards apple paradise, a quest for regional flavors, educational workshops, press to the power, featuring Sandomierz apples, art and classes, and outdoor painting sessions, outdoor activities, organization of educational visits for groups. Thank you. Next slides, please. The part of Sandomierz apple tree experience the unique flavor of local apples. Each of them succulent and rich in sweetness. It embodies the energy in the sun, in the attention with which it was cultivated. Here admires the verdant hills transferred by the azure ribbon of the Vistula River, regional spreads, orchards, and vineyards. Next slide, please. Aromatic, tasty root. It's aromatic honey, traditional bread, delicious jam. Choose the appearing route along the Sandomierz Apple Trail, and you will recall the delightful flavors of your childhood. In the famous Obrazowski apple pie and savor coffee enhanced with lavender syrup, looking for something more savory. Cider and chicken breast cooked with dried herbs, consisting of Sandomierz fruits, about dumplings.
I think we're going to run out of time if you go through all of the slides like this. So maybe you can just do a little highlight for each of the slides, because we're going to be running short of time otherwise. Okay. If that's okay, maybe just a few words on each slide. That would be great.
Okay, please, next slides. Creative pathway. It's a very artist's trail. We can singing, painting, hand crafts. It's very, very use and attractive. Please, next. agrotourism pathway. It's focus on staying about the region. We have hotels, agrotouristic, and campings, caravaning package. Thank you. The next. Wine tray. It's focused to products of wine, grapes. We create many of types wine and other products from grape. Next, we sources in of SSJ SSJ funding. Very most local programs foundation. In maybe EU initiate European Union initiatives pro or membership fees contribution and earnings. Revenue from the operative activities. Next slide. We create a voucher from the initiative demand-based innovation system, a consulting service offered, innovation assessment, promotional approve, intellectual property protection, design, invention, and trademark. Next slide. SSJ parenting with the National Rural Network, co-financial from European Union rescues is in 2014-2020. Topics contemporary promotion and rural tourism, efficient communication and marketing, developing and trade brand. Next slides. Alternative funding invites its Act Locally Swiss Cooperation Program, J&S Pro Brand Poland Foundation, Świętokrzyskie Rural Revenue Program. Next. Key marketing initiative of SSJ, expansion of the site, www.szlakjabłkowy.pl. Active social media, Facebook, Instagram, media, broadcasting, television, narrative films on promotional videos, and participation in international and national exhibitions. Next. Events, custom and regional goods. Team picnics, lavender picnic featuring wine and cheese, or chart picnic, wine and cheese picnic, apple blossom festival, apple picking, vegetarian run, culinary events, Old Apple Festival, baking, Pranzoli, National Festival Polish Cuisine in Busko-Zdrój, product promotion, fresh fruits, apples, nuts, pears, apricots, plums, grapes, fruits, preserves, apple chips, and graved apples, NFC juice. Next. what comes the next? Override and progress. We should document tourist traffic, monitoring, visit and group analysis, essential of assessing promotion impacts and strategizing activities. Next. It's over about us. It's everything about us. Join us to the Sandomierz apple tray. I would like to invite. I would like to invite our picnic events and join us. We are very welcome.
Thank you, Ewelina. Thank you so much. You told us when you connected today that you were rather sick, and I saw you struggling through there. So very well done. Thank you very much. I mean, it's very interesting what you've all done there, and you should all be applauded. I think especially when you see all of the funding and the different partnerships that you've made from your initiative, I think you should be congratulated. Given you're not feeling very well, I'm not going to push more questions on you, and we're also running low on time. So like that, we're going to move on now to the next presentation. So thank you very much, Ewelina.
Thank you.
Next, I'm going to introduce Marie Roux, who's joining us from Interbio Nouvelle-Aquitaine. So Marie.
Hello, everyone.
When you're ready, my colleague is going to share your slides, and then once you're ready and comfortable, then you can get started. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Marie Roux. I'm a project officer at Interbio Nouvelle-Aquitaine. Today, I'm going to present to you our brand called Bio Sud Ouest France and its specificities. So, yeah, thank you. First, let me present our association. We are based in Nouvelle-Aquitaine, a region in the southwest of France. We are a regional interbranch association created in 2002, representing the organic sector in Nouvelle-Aquitaine. It brings together operators from upstream to downstream, which today represent nearly 300 organizations and operators in the region. Our mission is to create bridges and support the development and constructing and structuring of the organic sector in Nouvelle-Aquitaine. And this is materialized by actions that are based on the latest market development and the needs of our members. Next slide, please. Thank you. As I said, we're based in Nouvelle-Aquitaine region. Our region counts 6.2 million inhabitants, and it covers an area of 84,000 square meters that represents nearly 15% of France's area. Agriculture represents 4.2 million hectares, which is 15% of the French utilized agriculture area. And our climate is mostly oceanic. We cultivate mainly plant products. Our famous one are vineyard and for wine. We can pass to the next. Thank you. If we focused on quality products, Nouvelle-Aquitaine region is a very rich region with 40 registered projected geographical indication, 80 protected designation of origin, and 179 label rouge tag. The most famous one are Vin de Bordeaux, with nearly over 60 protected geographical indication. Also relative for the cheese, oyster of Marine d'Oléron, pruneaux d'Agen, which are dried plum. And in this landscape, we have 8.9% of the utilized agricultural area of the region, which is organic. We can pass to the next. So with all these quality products, the Council of Nouvelle-Aquitaine Region and the actors of the organic sector wanted to connect organic production with food retailers and processors to reduce imports. So to do this, they created the brand Bio Sud Ouest, a collective brand for a sustainable development of the regional organic sector. They registered it with the National Institute of Industrial Property in 2013 and created an accreditation committee to select and control products under the brand name. The purpose of the brand is to highlight organic and local products with really a focus on organic and local, not just organic or just local. And the branding managed by our association since its creation. The brand is one of the spearhead of the policy instrument Regional Pact for Organic Agriculture, a regional roadmap to develop and promote organic that is renewed periodically. The current one runs from 2023 to 2027. We can pass to the next slide. Thank you. The brand is 100% organic. It's the first criteria. The other criteria are to be produced and processed within the Southwest geographical area, to have ingredients that can be traced with certificates of origin, to have all the raw materials that are included in the denomination of the final products and 95% of the agricultural ingredient weight to be producible in the Southwest. You can pass to the next slide. So as of now, we have 350 certified products of 29 regional small and medium enterprises. So there are various ones. The role of Interbio is the management of the brand, is essentially taking care of the communication around the brand. The organization of the agreement committees, we are nearly 2 or 3 per year. And taking care of the relation with the control organism and the brand ambassadors, of course. The daily management of the brand represents 30% of a full equivalent time, and the launch of the brand needed more like 55-40% of a full equivalent time. The owner of the brand, the Regional Council of Nouvelle-Aquitaine, is the funder for all operation. For 2024 and 2025, it represents 100,000 euros for communication mainly, like in-store communication. This animation allows label product to be showcased directly in store through tasting, for example. This year, we've done 84 in-store commercial animation in 50 points of sale for 3 main retail chains in France, and 54 members of Interbio benefited from these activities. Thank you. Here are some examples of communication tools we have developed for in-store promotion. So we have crate corners, stickers for products, posters, and branded tote bag. The communication tools are the same for all brand ambassadors, and 30% of the cost is out-of-pocket expenses, either for Interbio or for the brand ambassador, depends on the tools. Yes, thank you. Our main communication action this year is the production of short presentation video of some of our brand ambassadors. The short format is designed for social media to touch a large audience. And the first one was posted earlier this month. We have an example on screen. You can post the. Thank you. And in these videos, the presentation of the brand ambassador and its work is done by a food content creator. She visited and interviewed each of them about their products, and created an easy and healthy recipe with it. The objective is to promote Bio Sud Ouest products by creating a sense of closeness with our brand members. And the food content creator is a local food content creator, which is based in Bordeaux, in the southwest of France. So the audience is local too. And to conclude, some key factors for the development of our brands is our environment, the great implication of the regional council of Nouvelle-Aquitaine for funding and political support. The branding designation Sud-Ouest is already well known for its quality products. Like I said, we have already enough products that are labeled with quality label. And we are the association of quality products and organic add another factor of quality. And the organic sector was already organized at the time and able to manage the brands through Ontario and through the regional pact for organic agriculture which all the actors of the organic sector participate already. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marie. That was really interesting. I think another nice story of how the brand sort of builds on the identity of the region. And of course, in France, you go straight for food because that's very personal to everybody and there's a sense of pride. But then building on that, you can develop a brand that actually also supports regional development objectives like organic farming, sustainable agriculture, local value chains. So very interesting. We're a little bit short on time, so what I would like to do is invite all of our other speakers to join us back in the room here to turn on their cameras and microphones, and we'll have a short discussion round to close up the webinar. So I have a couple of questions here, but maybe Astrid, if you have any pressing questions that you had on your mind.
Yeah, I would like to ask you. We had heard from Giovana at the beginning that a brand can be developed top down or bottom up, and we have, I think, had different examples here today. Marie just spoke about Nouvelle-Aquitaine, who developed the brand and funded everything, and I think Ewelina and maybe also Joy. I don't know. You had a more bottom-up campaign. Can you say something? I mean, we can start maybe with Marie. You have just been speaking. Has that been a good idea to do it top-down, or has there been some community involvement as well? How did that work?
It's basically top-down for us because it it's an idea that came from, like you said, from the regional council. So it allows us to have fundings, which are great, but we have to communicate more because it's not well known, and we have other geographical indications that are very famous. So we have to work with them, but we have to work with them. That's the thing. We add the organic approach that is not in the other label.
I think that's very good because you also said it, and I felt it also with everybody else, that you also had this effect of bringing all your stakeholders together, your community together, your companies are working well, so my second question to you, Marie, would be like, what is your objective? Is it internally in Nouvelle-Aquitaine that you want to make your products more known, that they are local and organic, or would you like to then also use that for external promotion?
We mainly communicate locally for now, and we have structures similar to us in other regions of France. So they might develop similar brand, but we are not managing them.
Thank you very much. Very nice to hear. Maybe I can ask Ewelina, for you have this little logo as well, your little identity. Has that developed? Have you developed that together in your community? How did this brand come about? Yes.
Yes.
So
our region is very is second in Poland past concern in product apple, but and apple production is the most popular here, but we have other fruits and lots of strawberry, lots of nuts and hazelnuts.
I understand. It's like, but this little logo that you did that together with your community, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
It's,
so that is good, because we have in France, that was done by, the region, the government has developed a brand and then said, you use that brand. But I think it came from bottom up in your region.
I would like to explain about why apple, because because it's a very long tradition here, 100 years.
What I find really great is you all have this passion about your products and your local approach. So, and I think you're showing this very well. So thank you very much. And maybe I can go to Joy. Joy, you said your brand is showing the DNA of Donegal, yeah? So is
Yes.
that so? How did you develop that? Was that something, this DNA, did that come from the community, or did you do it from top down? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ewelina, can you please mute yourself?
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. I think, well, you see, the brand, the Donegal DNA brand, was developed by Donegal County Council initially, but we did extensive consultation in the development of the brand. We had local stakeholders involved. We had within the council all the different sections involved, the tourism team, but externally as well. I mentioned, others like Udurus. We have a bilingual brand, so it's both English and Irish. but we very much wanted the community to take ownership of the brand. So we would have run a number of webinars and different events around, explaining the brand guidelines, around I suppose, the thought process behind the brand, how to use the brand so that we can collectively promote Donegal in a really powerful way. And we introduced a number of other things as well as Working Holiday. We have an annual Love Donegal Day, and basically we put the brand out to everyone. We have a brand resources pack and toolkit, and we provide that to any companies, to community groups, whoever wants to use it, so it's very much, whilst it was the council developed the brand initially, it's the brand for the people and the place. So we really just want everybody to embrace it and to use it effectively.
Thank you very much. Maybe I can go from that to Giovana and ask her, so what would you think? Should it be this, what we've just heard from Joy, this yes, it was top down, but it was also bottom up, and so it came something for the community. Is that the best way of doing it, or would you recommend something else?
Do you hear me? Okay. First, sorry, my voice. I arrived from Greece on Sunday afternoon, do a conference about the territorial brand. And yesterday I participated another conference in my university. My daily life is crazy. Sorry, because my voice. I I would say that projects adopt both formats at some point. Can I talk short about each one, Astrid?
No, I would just like very, very short, because we are really running out of time. I just wanted to ask you, what do you think about this top down and bottom up? Is the mix the best, or would you recommend that it's rather implemented top down? What would you say? Just please a short answer, because we're really running out of time.
Okay. I help my colleague Maíra with my translation because it's more easy for me. Okay, Maíra? Sorry. Okay. Okay. A marca territorial, the territorial brand, is not important bottom up or top down. The territorial brand is about territory. It's a point, okay? When the territorial brand is bottom up, it significates that the social actors, this territory is involved in this territorial brand. When the format top down, the territorial brand is created for government. It's not problem the territorial brand to be created for government. It's not problem, but the problem here is the involvement of the community that is not recognizing with this message, this territorial brand. Territorial brand is about message, is discuss actors about own territory. It is important to know.
This is good. I see. It's not so important if it's top down or bottom up. The most important thing is that you actually create a message that is relevant and where the social community has been participating. So, and it is relevant for the internal and the external audiences. So to strike a balance, that's what I'm getting from the webinar. So little question to James. Do you still want to ask any questions to our panelists, or shall we go to make a little?
I had one more question, but I don't know if we have time really. We'll make it very fast. So it's the question is, if you had to give another policymaker one piece of advice about the creation of their territorial brand. They were just starting to create that. What would your advice be as somebody who's gone through that journey or knows a lot on that topic? Your one piece of advice. So it has to be a very short answer. So I see Joy, your face first. So you want to give us
Okay.
your one piece of advice?
Yeah. I'm just thinking before you start developing the brand, make sure you sit down and decide who the stakeholders are and who the relevant people are that need to be on board with your brand, and have that list first, and make sure you don't forget anybody off that list, any public or private sector or community, but just know who you're creating the brand for and make sure they're part of the process.
Perfect. Marie?
Just like Joy, but I would like to add work with the actors that are already in the territory, like for us, all the other level of quality, and work with them.
Great. That's always a good message. Ewelina, you have one message, piece of advice for other regions looking to create a brand? Ewelina? You're muted.
Please repeat, please.
Do you have one piece of advice for another policymaker from another region who's looking to create a brand like yours? What would your one piece of advice be?
Market, co ma zrobić? I think we should focus on local traditional geography and history, because every region has other possibilities.
Perfect. I'm gonna have to stop you there. I think we're totally out of time. But I think it's a very nice final word actually, because it's really all about like the individual characteristics of the particular region, and that's really the starting point and what it should be focused on. So I think that's actually a nice point to close. So I'll hand back to you, Astrid, for the last words.
Well, I was going to do a little bit of a wrap up. I think we have heard branding has to come from the territory. It's born in the territory, and Ewelina just said it. It's your traditions, your geography, your history, your people. It's not just a logo, but a whole strategy with performance indicators and everything. It's not so important if it's bottom up or top down. The most important thing is the message that you want to show, and that you take ownership of that brand and bring it all about. It can serve a lot of different functions for internal or external audiences. So to be, as our audience also said, to have show a regional identity, to be attractive for skills, for talents, for maybe for tourists, do the marketing, promote people in places, and as Donegal said, it should reflect the community very well. So what is this community about, and set you apart as well. What is your local culture? What are your flavors? If it's apples or wine, or if it's cheese, as we have heard, and then you can derive from that a lot of regional touristic products. For example, we have seen Donegal with the digital nomads, so that's not for tourists, but for people that want to come and work with you. Or we have seen different trails for apples, for wine, or for rural sites. We have seen Nouvelle Aquitaine, which has been promoting their organic products with videos and campaigns in the supermarkets. So, and the side effect from all of this is that it brings the community together, it brings the stakeholders together, and make them, make your place a better place, a more attractive place, and show your regional identity. So that is the first thoughts that I had on this, and I would really say thank you to your contributions, and so we all learn more about territorial brands.
Okay, well, with that, we will close up the webinar today. So we'll say thank you to all of our speakers. Thank you to my colleagues, Astrid and Vladimir. Thank you to all of our attendees for joining us today and for your interactions. As you know, you will receive all of the slides, the recording, everything within the next week will be sent to you via your emails. Remember, there's the next webinar on the 10th of October, also our workshop in Amsterdam, so keep a lookout for future activities, and we hope to see you at one of those opportunities very soon. So have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.
You'll have a very
Thank
short
you.
survey
Thank you
leading
for
the webinar. Thank you.
Bye now.